Hello, everyone. My name is Solomon Addai, CEO of Modern World Logistics Limited, Ghana. I welcome you all to Think Global Conference 2021. The topic for my presentation is how to mitigate total cost of customs clearance by using proper customs clearance procedures. Using correct customs procedures during customs clearance is very essential to cost control in the import and export of goods. In this presentation, there are 4 key points to consider. They are: 1. Customs clearance is inseparable from import and export trade. 2. Customs clearance processes and procedures have cost implications. 3. Essential role HS code in customs clearance. 4. Expert and professional advice should not be compromised in customs clearance. As mentioned earlier about the 4 key points of this presentation, customs clearance is inseparable from import and export trade, which traders can't overlook because it has cost implications to the operating costs. Traders should be mindful of customs clearance process and procedures their customs brokers use, since they bear the cost and risk implications. Correct HS code of a product is very essential in customs clearance process. Thus, traders should ensure brokers use the right HS code to avoid undue costs. Engaging expert and professional customs broker is very critical to total customs clearance costs. Payment of duties and taxes. Payment of customs duties, taxes, and other charges account for a considerable percentage of the price of imported goods. The cost of customs clearance at the port depends on a number of factors, which include the following: harmonized commodity code, customs variation for duty, duty rate, product nature, volume of goods, duration of the clearance process, tariff treatment, value of goods. Harmonized commodity description and coding system. Why harmonized commodity code is important when we are talking about how to reduce customs clearance costs by using proper customs procedures. The HS nomenclature is a system of naming and categorizing objects or products or goods in a given group for customs tariff purposes. It is a multi-purpose international nomenclature developed by the World Customs Organization, WCO. It comprises about 5,000 commodity groups, each identified by a 6-digit code, arranged in a legal and logical structure. Uses of HS code. HS code is not only necessary in classifying goods in the international trade, but also for the following reasons: levy custom duty on imports and exports, provide reliable statistics on international trade, determine the origin of goods, monitor trade in controlled goods, that is, narcotics, ozone layer depleting chemicals, endangered species, and also remove trade barriers and facilitate international trade. Uses of HS code. Harmonized commodity description and coding system, HS nomenclature, is designed as a multi-purpose tool and is therefore used by governments, international organizations, importers and exporters, manufacturers, traders, shipping agents, transporters, port authorities, statisticians. However, there are over 200 countries using the HS, which covers about 98% of the world trade. Classification of goods. Providing correct classification of goods is very important in cost reduction at customs and border agencies. By using the correct tariff code, not only will the importer, exporter pay the right custom duty, but may also avoid fines and penalties which may be imposed by a customs authority in future audits. Technical knowledge of HS code classification is crucial for correct classification. It is thus recommended that importers and exporters should engage professionals with the right expertise in the organizations, specifically for classification. Customs variation for duty. The importer and exporter shall declare the actual transaction value of the finished goods imported or exported to customs authority for calculating the import duty and taxes. Even though WTO Variation Agreement, Article VII of the GATT 1994, recognizes that customs variation should, as far as possible, be based on the actual price of the goods to be valued. This price is usually reflected in the commercial invoice, but may be subject to certain adjustments. There are other 5 alternative methods in the agreement that customs authority can use if transaction method value cannot be applied. This may be due to a number of factors. For example, a restriction may apply to imported goods, which makes it ineligible under the transaction value. Some companies, importers, and exporters may reduce their transaction value just to evade import duties and taxes. And this practice can lead a company to incur customs fines and penalties, or even allow customs authority to uplift your declared values, which will lead to high import duty and taxes. Deferred payment of import duty through guarantees. Importers can import goods which are not perishable by using any of customs suspense regime. For example, warehousing or temporary admission, if that country's customs regulations permit them to defer import duty payment for about 1 year or more. Warehousing regime is a system by which imported goods are stored under customs control in a government or private bonded warehouse without payment of duty and taxes. Temporary admission is a system which permits certain goods to be imported temporarily for repairs, exhibition and fairs, experimental purposes, trial or for further processing or use, without payment of import duty and other custom taxes for eventual re-exportation. The advantage for importers to defer payment of import duty through guarantees is that it will help them to import in large quantities and also not to pay duty and taxes upfront to lock up their capital. Tariff treatment and country of origin regulations. Many countries have signed bilateral and multilateral tariff treatments with other countries, which allow them to import and export agreed products into their countries at a specific duty rate or without payment of import duty and taxes. The import duty rate for a specific tariff code changes from one country to another. For example, African Growth and Opportunity Act (AGWA) is the US law which allows eligible African countries to export many products, including textiles, to the US duty-free. Likewise, if this product is made in China, it will be treated differently and the rate might be high. Due to the current pandemic of COVID-19, countries are likely to change the bilateral and multilateral tariff treatment signed, and customs brokerage companies are expected to apply these changes before declaring the product to customs. Selecting an experienced and reliable customs broker. We have many customs brokers in the world, both experienced and inexperienced ones. Customs brokers have direct and indirect costs to total customs clearance costs. The broker fee, which is the direct cost, is mostly the first thing most of the companies check to choose their preferred broker. Indirect cost, which is usually overlooked, is equally important to determine the total cost of customs brokerage. An error in tariff code, tariff treatment, or customs value could lead to a fine or a penalty to a trader that overweighs several years' worth of brokerage fees. Drawback regime. Drawback is a customs scheme means the refund of all or part of any duty or tax of customs or exercise authorized by law in respect of duty paid goods which are re-exported or used in a manner or for a purpose prescribed as a condition for drawback. There are two types of drawback, and they are same state drawback. Goods are re-exported in the same state in which they were imported. Material drawback. Goods are imported and further processed before being exported. Refund is assessed on the duties and taxes paid on materials used. The advantages to the trader. It encourages the intraport trade, that is international trade. It allows further processing or manufacture of goods in the country before exportation. This method of relief enables a merchant to gain full control over his or her goods and still retains an option to sell them on the export market without loss of his duty. Time-related costs. Experienced customs broker can help importers to reduce total customs clearance costs by way of time management. If the broker can speed up customs clearance process and deliver on time, additional port charges like storage and demurrage can be reduced. A good customs broker will plan ahead to ensure they clear and deliver on time to avoid additional port charges.